Audio production begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi there, thanks for tuning in today. I'm Pam Gregory, President and CEO with United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore. I'm really excited to be relaunching our monthly United Way update program in partnership here on PAC 14. And today we're going to be talking about one of our really exciting initiatives with our emerging leaders. A little history for you. Our Emerging Leaders actually was started in about 2010 as the Young Leaders Society. And we saw a need in the community to try to bring young professionals together, to give them a networking opportunity and ways to really kind of get involved in the community at a different level, other than just coming in and out of their own workplace every day. But how can they really be a part of the community and give back? And so today we're going to be talking with a couple folks who are involved with our Emerging Leaders. And I'm really excited to first welcome Candace Schrepfer. And she is going to be joining us right here in the studio. Welcome, Candace.
Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what brought you to the area?
Yeah, so I came to the Eastern Shore from Missouri about 5 years ago.
Right.
And I came for a job opportunity with Purdue. So came by myself a couple years after graduating and basically started a new life here in Salisbury as far as starting a presence in a new community, a new job. Didn't know anyone, didn't have any family in the area. So I kind of came to knowing the United Way through my work at Purdue, as well as the need to kind of find a network in the area.
That's awesome. So what do you do at Purdue?
So as you mentioned, I'm the R&D manager. So what that means is I get paid to eat for a living.
Okay. Need an assistant?
Yeah. So we are developing new, fresh chicken products on the team that I lead. And I have a group of three folks who work with me. And our responsibility is bringing new, innovative, fresh chicken products to the marketplace.
That's fantastic. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
That's great. It's nice to be able to go to work and enjoy what you do every day.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Good for you. So you mentioned that you learned about United Way here locally through the Purdue workplace. So tell me more how that happened.
Yeah, so as you know, Purdue is a really strong partner with
Absolutely.
the United Way here locally, as well as throughout the communities that we operate in throughout the United States. So one of the organizations that I got involved with was Purdue, United Way, as I came to the community. And it offered me a really good platform for getting to know folks and getting to know the community. So for a couple of years when I first moved here, I kind of stayed connected with my colleagues at work and kind of learned the community through them. And after a couple of years, I realized that my network really was just kind of Purdue, and I needed to get connected in a new way.
Awesome.
And the United Way offered that opportunity, allowed me to meet other individuals who cared about our community and cared about United Way's mission, as well as get to know other folks in the community through volunteer opportunities, through fundraisers, and not kind of just stick in my small bubble.
Right. So what was your first experience with the Emerging Leaders like? And how do you even learn about that? How did you get the 411 that we were even around?
Yeah, so to be honest, I did some Googling.
Nice.
And I looked for young professional organizations in Salisbury. And I think that the community is really growing in organizations for young professionals. And the United Way, among others, provided one such opportunity to kind of bring young people together, young at heart, and share kind of a common mission of wanting to give back and get to know people and develop our leadership skills.
That's fantastic. So what was your first experience like with our Emerging Leader team?
It was good. It was positive. It was a welcoming environment. And definitely felt like it was somewhere that I could belong, and that's why I'm still here.
There you go. Was it like a mixer or a meeting, or how did you guys
I believe it was a meeting.
Great.
Yeah, for my first exposure came through kind of looking at the organization, and at the time, kind of meeting on a monthly basis, just like we do now.
Right.
So I just showed up at a meeting, and it was easy as that.
And so several years later, here you are now as chair of the ELs.
Yeah.
Which is great. So what do you see as some of the main opportunities for ELs and some of the benefits of being an EL?
Yeah, that's a great question because I think that's sometimes hard to articulate when you're talking about a volunteer organization. You want to naturally say it's about the people that we serve, and it absolutely is. But there's also kind of what does it do kind of for your heart and your soul. So there's definitely the opportunity to volunteer, to get to know the community, to service our mission around financial stability, health, and education. So those are important to me, and so that's part of the reason I chose United Way. And then there's also that piece of kind of building your network and feeling connected, that kind of desire for some human connection and that natural desire. And then building leadership skills too. So with our group, we do volunteer work, fundraisers, and Caroline, I think, is going to talk a little more about that. But there's opportunity to lead those initiatives, to coordinate those initiatives, communicate with other leaders in the community, and also have exposure to our board and some amazing leadership there. So having that kind of 360, you can give back, but also there's something in it for you is a really great opportunity.
Do you feel like in the workplace people have an appreciation for your ability to be a leader in the community now?
Absolutely. So my role as R&D manager is almost 1 year old, and I've been with Purdue, I think, as I mentioned, almost 6 years, I guess, in the springtime. And before I took a formal leadership role at Purdue, my desire was to have a leadership role. So it gave me the place to exercise and practice some of my skills through United Way and the emerging leaders, as well as other opportunities. But it was a great place to exercise some leadership and prove that I was ready.
Right.
Yeah.
And how about on a personal level? What else, other than, the wonderful heartstrings that, you to hold on tight to as you're helping others, but what else on a personal level have you enjoyed about the networking side of it and the social side of it?
Yeah. Two of my dearest, closest friends I have met through United Way. Yeah, so they're two really great girlfriends that we baked cookies for Christmas last weekend. So it's just a great relationship, and it's a great way to meet friends, colleagues, maybe your closest friends. Some folks you may just end up with a casual relationship with, but for me it's been, two of my dearest friends are from the United Way Emerging Leaders.
That's fantastic, especially when you took a leap of faith to move halfway across the country for a new job into an area you're not familiar with. So that's very special that you can plant those forever seeds of friendship. That's great.
Certainly.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
That's fantastic. So what would you say are your goals for the group for this next year as you lead the ELs through into 2019?
As I reflect on that question, I kind of think about what my goals were. So my term is 2 years as Emerging Leaders Chair, which I like. It gives me an opportunity to kind of get my feet wet. I feel like 1 year isn't quite enough. So I like that it's a 2-year term. And as I think back, my first year it was a mentoring program with our board members, and I'd love to continue that in 2019 and building those connections for our emerging leaders with our board members. I know an excellent group of individuals from throughout our lower shore counties who can provide a wealth of knowledge and also help kind of support the emerging leaders being, kind of maybe the future leaders of the ELs.
Absolutely.
Or of the United Way board. So that's one thing, and working on connecting the emerging leaders with partner agencies kind of outside of the Wacomico County and Salisbury area. So you mentioned the 4 counties.
Yes.
And it's our emerging leaders are kind of, we meet in Salisbury and a little bit focused here unintentionally. Kind of proximity and convenience after work for meetings makes the Salisbury area kind of critical mass of population. But we are continuing through our Secret Santa program and other fundraising and networking events that we do to kind of reach out to our other communities and make an impact there beyond kind of the local Salisbury area.
That's fantastic. And for those that aren't aware, our local United Way serves Wycomico, Worcester, Somerset, and Dorchester counties. And so we have a wide service area geographically and a whole host of populations within those 4 counties that we really try to work as a team to outreach to. So thank you for recognizing that. That's fantastic. So if you, we have a young professional or somebody who's young at heart, and I say that because that means that they allow me to come to a meeting every once in a while. But if you have somebody out there, whether it's at your workplace or casually that you meet through the community that is interested in getting involved, what would you say to them and what would you recommend they do?
I would recommend just come to a meeting, just get started, just jump in and give us a couple of, give us a try for a couple meetings and kind of see what we're about.
Right.
We're definitely, growing and, with Caroline coming on board, making some really dynamic and fun new program decisions and new things and modifying things that we have done in the past. So I would say get involved, come to a meeting, and think about what your niche could be. Not everybody comes to every meeting. Some folks just come to events, fundraisers, or volunteer opportunities, and that's great too. We want everybody to kind of find their way to belong.
Right.
If they want to get involved in the emerging leaders.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you do
Absolutely.
for our local community and for everything you do to help lead the emerging leaders.
Thank you so
for
much.
joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Joining me now in the studio, we have Caroline Phillips, who is the Community Outreach Coordinator with our local United Way. Hey, Caroline.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
No problem.
So tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, and what brought you to the area and when.
I am born and raised on the shore. I think that's why it probably means so much to me to come back and start a career in this community. I went to Appalachian State for undergrad, and then I went to VCU for grad school and started my job search shortly after and stumbled upon this opportunity, and I couldn't be happier.
So were you looking to come back to the shore purposely?
Yes, I spent 4 years away at undergrad and then 2 years away for grad school, so I knew pretty much that I had spent my time away and left the nest, but I'm coming back home.
Nice. Well, the shore is happy to have you back, so thank you. So when did you first join the United Way team?
In September, so I hit the ground running. I have been fully immersed in the scheduling, in the communications, in the activities, in the organization side, just ready to kind of get in and get going.
And you absolutely have. You've done a fantastic job, so thank you for being part of the team. So why did you choose to seek nonprofit work?
Nonprofits give you a really unique understanding of the community that they're based in. I worked with the Ronald McDonald House in Richmond, Virginia, and it really gives you the chance to see the community and then also see the work that nonprofit does. So here on the shore, we have a really giving and really involved community base that's looking to get involved and really help our community grow and thrive. So just finding a way to have that side of things, and then also a nonprofit gives you the chance to see your impact pretty much immediately. So working with United Way, you're able to kind of get that gratification, like what you're doing is meaningful, and see the work that you're doing impact these people every single day, whether that be, working with one of our partner agencies or doing something through emerging leaders. You really do get a chance to see all of your hard work in the end pay off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a career of passion to be in the nonprofit field. So good for
Certainly.
you recognizing that early,
Yeah.
and choosing to do that. So thank you very much for doing that too. So your work with the Ronald McDonald House, was that on a volunteer experience, or was that a paid job during school, or how did that work?
So it was an internship I had during grad school. I did nonprofit management as my concentration in grad school, and I worked under the director of development there, Allison Santos, and she really just laid kind of the framework down for me and really kind of opened my eyes to seeing what a nonprofit does and the ways that you can be involved. I'd like to think long term that it's something that I would, like to make a career out of, doing development, especially for a nonprofit, because it's not to say an easy sell, but it's easy to tell people the good work that we do and the ways that they can support it, whether that be giving monetarily or giving their time through volunteer opportunities, or
Right.
just being that advocate in our community that's able to, speak on our behalf and let the community know that, we are a resource, please use us, and that we're here for you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So as you're starting your career now in the nonprofit field, you also have an opportunity to start developing professionally. With this is your first full-time official out-of-school job, right?
Yeah, first big girl job.
That's right. So what do you see as a benefit for you also now being involved not only as an emerging leader, but also as the liaison from a staff perspective with the emerging leaders?
I would say connections is probably the number one thing that, comes with this position, is the amount of agencies that I'm interacting with, the amount of parents or school systems when we, work with Christmas and Thanksgiving. We coordinate with Wycomico County schools and Somerset County schools. The second thing I would say is the amount of organization that it takes to pull off some of these tasks, whether that be organizing a fundraiser or organizing drop-offs for Thanksgiving baskets or Christmas gifts. And then the third thing I would say is like what Candace said. I mean, the leadership skills that you kind of mold and you start to develop in these roles, especially on the liaison side, are skills that you can carry with you throughout your career. But as far as being an emerging leader, it really just opens up a new network. I know Candace has, explained that network, but, you can never have enough friends and advocates and, partners in the community. So it's just another way that you can kind of use it as a platform to elevate yourself, your mission, and kind of get the community aware of what you do and who you're representing when we do this work as an emerging leader with United Way.
That's fantastic. What a great perspective.
Yeah.
So as part of the ELs, has it provided you the opportunity to be engaged with other similar groups?
Yes, so my position as Community Outreach Coordinator, I'm specifically responsible for Worcester County. So I have joined the Young Professional Group in Worcester County. They're the Ocean City Young Professionals. And we basically do the same kind of outreach that Emerging Leaders does, but based in Worcester County. So our most recent event was December 1st. We take about 90 kids to Walmart and have them shop for their own Christmas gifts. But what's really unique is that the kids shopped for their parents or their siblings. They're given 100 tax-free dollars that they can choose to spend in any way. And when we got to the register, a lot of the kids were like, I got these for my mom, I got these for my dad. And these kids are 6 and 7 years old. So to see at such a young age that their willingness to give back, it really just makes, like I said earlier, it really shows, that sense of giving back and seeing all of your hard work, all of the preparation to get, people to Walmart, get the bus, get the kids, get the guidance counselors to coordinate them being able to come. It just paid off that morning twofold. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And so do you see opportunities to kind of merge the groups at different times, whether it's the Ocean City or Salisbury Young Professionals through the Chamber, and opportunities to kind of collaborate on things?
Yeah, so both those groups have such a similar mission that it just kind of makes sense to have the groups collaborate. So I went to the Young Professionals and kind of pitched an idea that, we should do some kind of fundraiser together for the both of us, where we both benefit. We're both able to, get our reach, in communities that we might not be in. So we are working on a fundraiser for the spring and potentially maybe late fall, where people can get to know some of those leaders in the community, and then also get a chance to understand what we're doing, and then get a chance to essentially one day be involved. So keep an eye out for an event merged between Emerging Leaders and the Ocean City Young Professionals coming soon.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
We will stay tuned. So what type of projects have you been involved with so far? You mentioned Thanksgiving and Christmas. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, so most recently, those are our two larger initiatives. We fundraise throughout the year for the two events. Thanksgiving, we partner with the Wycomico County Board of Ed. We basically get a list of families who are in need, and then we have a great, community in the sense of our board donates the turkeys. So we have turkeys that we take to these families. PRMC, which is an awesome community partner, they prepare baskets. So the nursing staff at the hospital had put mashed potatoes, macaroni, sweet potatoes, anything that you would need to make a Thanksgiving feast. And then we had our emerging leaders go out and deliver those baskets to the families. And it's just really great to see that, impact of those baskets that you might not think, it's just potatoes, it's just a turkey, but it's what comes with Thanksgiving. It's that time at the table where they're able to sit together, not have to worry about the cost of the meal, not have to worry about anything other than preparing it and having their family there, which is awesome. The other event that we fundraise for throughout the year is the Secret Santa. We also partner with Somerset County Board of Ed, and they provide us with names. And these kids are also identified as less fortunate, and we have a group that comes together. We get gift cards, and they're able to shop with those gift cards. They can bring those gifts back. We have what's called a wrapping party, and we at United Way provide wrapping paper, tissue paper, tape, all of that.
And extra helps if needed.
Yep. And they're able to come in, wrap their gifts, and then deliver it to those families, which is really, really great. And we try to make sure that we don't just get the students that are in those counties. We're hitting the families, whether that be siblings who are in the high school or parents. We like to try and make sure that that entire family has what they need for Christmas. And this year we did something a little bit different. We normally did a dinner basket, but we put together a breakfast basket. So families, after they open their gifts Christmas morning, will be able to prepare pancakes, oatmeal, bagels, anything that they would need as breakfast after Christmas morning. So those are our two really big initiatives. We also have volunteers that come out and deliver those gifts. So if you're looking for an opportunity to be involved, Christmas and Thanksgiving are definitely all hands on deck events for us.
That's awesome. And that's quite an initiative too. I know this year, just the conference room at our United Way was just full of Santa's Workshop, and it just the amazing amount of gifts that were wrapped and delivered and prepared for these families is overwhelming. And people are so apt to be able to just say, yeah, my own busy holiday season is there, but I really want to take the time and help make sure Christmas is special for these other families too.
And it's just those people coming in and giving an hour, or saying I can pick X, Y, and Z up and dropping it off. I mean, it's really whatever they can give. I mean, we're thankful for it.
Absolutely.
Because we wouldn't be able to do what we do without their volunteer hours or their willingness to provide something or bring something to the table. So.
And I love how you so appropriately touched on the fact that for Thanksgiving, for instance, is so much about taking some of that pressure about the cost of the meal off, and that's even compounded even more for Christmas. I mean, the holidays are stressful for many families anyway, because regardless, because that certainly can be a very expensive time of year. And for families that are struggling every month to make ends meet, this is something that we have seen year in and year out, that this helps take that very stressful time and turn it into a happy time for these families. And every family deserves, and should have the opportunity to just enjoy the holiday spirit and see that there is hope for a better future. And if we can play a small part in that, I really thank you and your team for making sure that can happen for those families. How many families were you able to help this year?
So for Thanksgiving, we delivered Thanksgiving baskets to 15 families. And then for Christmas, we delivered baskets and presents to 13 families. And those 13 families had a total of 54 children.
Wow.
So yeah, really making a big impact this holiday.
That's a lot of elves to make that happen.
Well, Santa was busy.
Santa does sound like Santa was busy. So you mentioned about fundraising for this throughout the year. So how does that work?
So I will touch on three of our fundraising initiatives. One is coming this March, which I'm super excited about. We do Christmas in July, which is at the Elks. That's one of our fundraisers, which is a really good time. We also had Giving Tuesday, was huge for us this year. That is in partnership with the Community Foundation. We were able to raise $1,200 this year, which is double what we were able to raise last year. Additionally, we have funds provided by Bless Our Children in partnership with WBOC. And then our new up-and-coming fundraiser is a dodgeball tournament that we will be hosting in March. And all of those proceeds will benefit the Secret Santa program. And our goal, with these fundraisers is the more money we're able to raise, the more kids we're able to shop for, the more lives we're able to impact. So
That's great.
yeah.
So how does being able to make a direct impact with these local families, how does that make you feel?
Oh, I mean, you really don't have words for it. I mean, unless you see this process happen. I mean, what's great is being a staff and being, someone involved with emerging leaders is I get to see the full scale. I get to see from the beginning how it, evolves, which that process is just, it's so overwhelming in a good way. It just, gives you that sense of like your presence and your total being is worth it. Like someone is so grateful every day for the work that we do and the opportunities that we're able to give to them, that it's just until you go through it yourself, you really don't know, what you're missing, because that thank you from a family who would not have had a Thanksgiving dinner, or that thank you from a child who, wouldn't have had Christmas presents under the tree, you can't put it in words. So it's, an unbelievable experience that I'm so grateful to be a part of.
And I know that throughout the year, we focus certainly at the holiday season. ELs have made that their passion, which is vitally important. But throughout the year, I know the ELs will do some outreach as well and help in soup kitchens and things like that, and other, intermediary volunteer opportunities. And how can the public learn about that if they wanted to get involved? Where will you share that?
Yeah, so Candace actually emailed me this morning and said we need to get in God's Kitchen. So we try and get volunteer hours with our partner agencies, whether that be Chesapeake Housing Mission, where we're building a wheelchair ramp, or God's Kitchen, or Habitat for Humanity. We really try and just, fill a void. So wherever our community partners need assistance, we're stepping up and we're, filling that void. But we're working on creating a Facebook, which is exciting. So we will post opportunities on our Facebook. If anyone has any questions, you can always go on our local United Way's website. And if you're looking for opportunities to get involved locally, we have a great tool that the United Way administers locally. It is shoregetconnected.org, and you can find all of our partner agencies' volunteer opportunities listed on there. Whether you're looking for opportunities that take a team, like building a wheelchair ramp, which is 12 or 14, whether you're looking for something that you can do just for an hour, just for yourself, you can, Get Connected really sets up a profile and lets you kind of narrow down what you're looking to do, and allows you to make your own profile, and get those volunteer opportunities that are specific to what means the most to you.
That's awesome. And I know Emerging Leaders has a platform on Get Connected. So until Facebook is up, they can certainly check there. You can also check the United Way Facebook page too, for updates.
Feel free to email me, Caroline at UnitedWayForUs.org.
That's awesome, and you'll see that on screen. So what would you say to someone who's kind of just starting their career about why it's important to be involved in the community?
To be involved in the community really gives you a way to give back and be involved in something other than what you're told to do, because your job, requires it. It allows you to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself, and allows you to connect with your community on a different level. We like to say that we live in the community, we work in the community, but to really give back and be a part of the community, it just kind of immerses you in a different way. So I would say if you're looking to get involved, like Candace said, just reach out. There's opportunities all around you, and someone would love to have whatever you have to bring to the table, whether that be your skills, your time, your funds, anything that you have. there's a need for it, and being involved just lets you, kind of amplify and highlight your needs in the community.
Well, thank you, Caroline. I really appreciate you being with me today and sharing about your experience here with United Way, as well as the importance about the work through emerging leaders. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us today. I look forward to sharing more about our United Way's work here in the community and having more special guests with me in the coming months. In the meantime, please follow us online at unitedwayforus.org or on Facebook at UWLES and on other social media. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and look forward to seeing you soon.
Would you like to see your community organization or nonprofit group featured on PAC 14? To get started, contact us at 410-677-5014 or visit our website at www.pac14.org. PAC 14 is a great way to connect with your community.